How are you, brother?
Morning, man. How are you?
All right, I'm gonna pray real quick, and then we're gonna get going. So God, thank you for today. Thank you for the team. Thank you for everybody showing up for the Bible study in the mornings. I'm just grateful for what we're doing and what's happening with the team on month end. I just pray that you continue to
How are you, brother?
watch out for, or you help us to watch out for just distractions and stuff like that. I pray that you watch over us and you keep us safe and you keep us growing. Amen. All right, what's up? You guys are weirdly quiet the
What's
last
up,
couple of
bro?
days.
Sorry, I was muted.
Freaks me out. I'm not gonna lie, freaks me out a little bit. But you see, 8 people on this morning. I feel like everybody else is distracted. I don't know, but whatever. That's fine.
Holiday
All right, so today
weekend.
what's that?
Holiday weekend.
Yeah, well, the holiday's Monday. It's Friday, so. But all right, hey, I'm gonna read a book, or not a book. I'm gonna read a page out of the A.L. Williams book, The A.L. Williams Way. So this is on page 131. It's actually not, I lied. I'm gonna do page 130 first. It's a prestige versus opportunity. So we believe prestige comes after you win. It's a Art Williams quote. It says A.L. Williams believes in giving you a real opportunity to be everything you want to be. Many companies promote prestige. They give you a big office, a fancy title, a country club membership, but no opportunity. We believe prestige comes after you win. A person makes a position. The position does not make a person. We will give you a fabulous opportunity, but it's up to you to make it big or to be average and ordinary. Number one, we reward those who do it at A.L. Williams, and the do it is in quotes. It says, we're not interested in resumes, degrees, experience, and talk. We want the people who have the responsibility and desire to prove themselves at A.L. Williams. And then number 2, it says, excuses don't count in the big leagues. The major difference between a winner and a loser is the winner won't quit. He will do it and do it until he wins. We want only winners on our RVP team, meaning as RVPs. And then there's a page here. It's 5 rules about an RVP, but it's the RVP responsibility. So I'm going to read this. I think this is good for you guys because a lot of people I've talked to that like, hey, I want to be an RVP. I want to be an RVP eventually. And I'm going to just read the RVP responsibilities according to Art Williams. So it says you can never have true freedom unless you have responsibility. And it says the RVP is totally responsible for everything that happens on his team. An RVP cannot blame anyone else for any mistakes or failure. If the RVP is a real leader, his people will succeed and he will succeed. An RVP is responsible to be successful in 5 major areas. Number 1, the RVP must be everything to everybody. RVPs take total commitment to their people, or take a total commitment to their people. RVPs must know everything that goes on within their team. RVPs must do the following as long as humanly possible. Field train every person on their team, recruit every person on their team, sell every person the dream and the opportunity, teach every person how to be a crusader, run every meeting, run every fast start school, and build a personal relationship with every person. So if you want to be an RVP, what does that mean? That doesn't mean that you just throw that at me and make me do it. It means that you start doing it yourself. You start taking your people under your wing, you start training them and leading them when you can. Obviously, you have another job or something like that, you're going to be limited on your time. But if you're going to be an RVP, you want to start field training all your people, recruiting the people on your team, and building that culture. Number 2, RVPs must expect to win and expect their people to win. On February 10th, 1977, our goal to help families become financially independent. Look at everybody as a winner. Close only comes in horseshoes. We want to win. Circle the wagons. It is a privilege to play on our team. Always sell the dream. Always sell the dream. Always sell the dream. Page 132 right now. RVPs number 3. RVPs must build a company within a company. RVPs should not do administrative work, thus minimum wage. Their time is worth hundreds of dollars an hour if they're doing things right. RVPs must have the organization and structure of a company in order to have unlimited growth. RVPs must know what's going on. Face-to-face inspection. Have fast start schools. have training classes, have drill for skill sessions, have recognition meetings, seminars, retreats, and conventions, have refresher classes every 60 to 90 days, build and maintain a big base shop, and produce 7 to 10 first generation RVPs. Like that's you building your company within a company. Like I know exactly what, a lot of times what we're thinking, like in the beginning, we don't have anybody on the team. It's just us. Our skill level's not there yet. We've recruited a few people and they've quit, or they're not getting licensed as fast as we would like, or whatever. But the reality is it takes a little bit of time, and you have to get better. You have to skill up. Number 4, RVPs must have a system. I'm just going to go ahead and insert that I really do think that the system that we're running right now, the one that Andy taught us, I really do believe that that's the best system in the company. I mean, look at the proof is in the leaderboards. Like go look at Andy, Jessica Powers, Noah McQueen, and us, and go look at the future. Go look at the Hawaii trip. Go like every category. There's people from our teams that are winning, and all of every category from the RVP category and below. There's people winning. It's just there's not enough RVPs for the through first people to be winning yet. So number 4 is you must have a system. The A.L. Williams system is the best system and the only system. You must have a reason for everything that you do. You must be consistent. That's the key right there for a lot of you guys. You must be consistent. Your system must be based on 2 principles. The golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do to you. And the second thing is common sense. He said it's almost impossible for smart people to win. Guys, don't overthink the things that we're having you do in the system. The system is not there to make it complicated. The system is there to make it simple. Right? Like a lot of times people think it's RVP factory, Jenna, capital RVPF, and the word factory. A lot of times people in Primerica specifically, what I've noticed is they come in and we tell them the system, and then they try to overcomplicate the system. Like, there's no way it's that easy, or do I really have to do that stuff? Or is it really like this? Like, do I really need to recruit people? Do I really need to train people? Like, no, you don't need to do that, but that's the system to build a business. Otherwise, you're just a salesperson, right? And I don't want you guys to all be salespeople. If you just want to make a little bit extra cash, by all means, go for it. But at the end of the day, that's not going to get your family free fast. It's going to get your family free over time if you put your money away and you pay off your debt and all that kind of stuff, but it's not going to get you free quick. And I want to get you free as fast as possible. Number 5, an RVP must be a winning example. RVPs must lead by example and always do it first. The team must see the RVP performing and succeeding in every area. So first off, building a big base shop. We're doing that right now. Number 2, build a strong team of RVPs. We have a lot of leaders right now that are ready to step out, and we just got to get them licensed. It says make money and save money. We're doing really good on the first one. The second one we got to get a little better at, to be honest. We're paying off a lot of debt right now. Be the hardest worker. I think you could look at the leaderboard and agree that that's probably the case. Be the greatest crusader and be the most excited. Guys, like, we have all of the framework right now to build a huge business, and for you to be a part of that and for you to plug into the system. And based on Art Williams, the guy that founded the company, right? Based on Art Williams, like what he's saying right here, like, guys, we can go do something that's really special right now. We're at the point, I know the part-time portion of this is almost over, but guys, like, we're at a point right now where, like, we can really make a statement, and this could be our best month we've ever had in every category. We've already broken 3 of our personal records, 3 of the 6 that you can break for the month. And I really think that we could hit all of them. I really do. And here's the thing, like right now, like Seth, you're 1 recruit away from playing up your level in the Hawaii trip and being qualified for a spot for the Hawaii trip. Did you know that? Like, you're right there. Like, Elian, you're about in the same spot. Josh, you're 2 licenses away from being in a qualifying spot for the Hawaii trip. Jenna, Cassie, I can't see your guys' stuff. Amber, I can't see your stuff, but there's a handful of people right now on this team that are close to getting to the qualifying spots for the trips. And at the beginning of the month, when it got announced, everybody's all fired up. Like, who's coming to Hawaii with me, right? I'm going to Hawaii. Who's coming on the team? You got to make sure your ass is going to Hawaii. We have to get the points. You have to play at your level. Like, that is basically like you have to get the qualifications at your level in order for you to hit the trip. It's just like you've got to do that. So what I'm going to do on Monday or Tuesday next week is I'm going to go over all of that stuff on how to win the trip. But guys, it is the end of the month. We are fighting for that stay at the Chafin's house. So right now, the current standings for that is Seth, you're at 3608. Christy's at 2591. And Angela, you're at Angela Pangborn's at 1224. Victoria's at 760. She's brand new. Y'all never met her yet. She got started 2 days ago. David's at 436, and Jenna, you're at 417 for right now. We have a couple CODs also, like Tammy hit a COD the other day. Cassie, I believe, hit a COD, and Amber, I think, also did a COD the other day. So if those issue before the end of the month, those will count as well. But guys, like, go fight for that, and go ahead, get your team to fight for that, guys. The reason we're doing that is because that is going to be an incredible experience for you guys to go, especially if you're brand new or you're newer. You've got to go out and you've got to fight to get yourself qualified to go to this trip, so you can go see home office, you can see the speakers, you guys can come and get like an awesome dinner and spend some time with the Chafin's guys. And then tomorrow morning at 9:30 we have a team training call. Remember, we shifted the Saturday fundamentals to Saturday boot camp, or Saturday training in the morning with our base shop guys. We have Mike and Lisa Chafin are going to be on tomorrow morning, sharing their story, talking about how they got started and how they're building a business. So make sure we load up that call tomorrow morning. That's at 9:30 Eastern time. And then that is, if you're part-time and you want to hop off, feel free. Josh, what can you, Claire, can you unmute yourself and ask your question? Maybe. You should be able to unmute.
What's going on?
You typed something in the chat, didn't you? Or did somebody else?
Oh yeah, I said 2,600 is where they're at right now. That's what we need to be to get the Chafins.
Right now Seth is at 3608. So 3608 is currently winning.
Okay.
So that, I mean, I'm sure that'll change today. We got a bunch of people getting ready to do some stuff today. I know I've talked to a few people that have some stuff lined up today, but all right, so it's at 9:30 tomorrow morning. Saturday mornings at 9:30. And then in Tampa, we're having an in-person training at 11 and a not meeting at noon. And that's just going to be what we're doing on Saturdays here in Tampa from now on. So, all right, that's all I got for you if you're part-time. All right, so Seth, you want my recruit this morning? Amber, he's got to be a personal recruit, 10:30, Mom, personal recruit. So we'll get somebody that can't cover that though, Amber. Somebody can cover your call. So, all right, if you're full-time or you're working to be full-time, how can I help you? What do you need help with right now? Time management, skill management. I wanted to just kind of give you all time to ask questions this morning because I've been kind of yelling at you guys, not yelling, but you know what I mean. Been talking to you guys all week. So what do you need help with? Elle, go ahead.
So I actually wanted to schedule. I was going to schedule a one-on-one with you on your calendar to do a for time management, like so that way I can block off these next few days on how I need to, set myself up for success.
Yeah. So everyone with your time management, like all of you guys, in my opinion, with your time management, we probably, if we were to look at your calendar, we are doing the least important, not least, but low on the important scale things first. Right? Like we're waking up, we're checking Facebook, we're checking Instagram, we're checking our emails, we're doing all this crap that doesn't really matter. Your day, you're like, have you guys seen the golf ball, rock, sand, and water in the bucket analogy before? Y'all seen that? You know what I'm talking about? Like you put the big rocks in, then you put the golf balls, pebbles, sand, and water, so on. And it's always like we think that the thing is full, but then we have room for little or like smaller things. So you got to put the rocks in first. So like, what are your rocks? Right? Like, what are the things that are most important to your business and to your life? And to moving your goals closer to reality. And nobody can answer those questions for you. But like, if your goal is to be full-time and making money here, I could tell you right now that a big rock is not going to be not setting appointments, right? Like one of your big rock for the day should be, I need to set 5 appointments, like come hell or high water. Like I have to do that every day. Like I really think like Like, and Josh, I'm super proud of you, like setting up 3 to 5 appointments every day this week. I've watched you in your chat telling everybody when you've done that, because you're leading from the front. And what's happened is, Josh, now you've closed 2 days in a row. Now you're going to hit a 3-day streak today. Are we going to get number 3 today? Right? That's the thing. It's like, how many days in a row can you streak together of doing the things that are most important? And guys, like Elliot, you saw this firsthand. Like, this is my notebook. And in my notebook, I have 8 things every day that I need to do. And if I do all 8 of those things, I'm happy. I'm good. We hit it. Right? Because I know, Romeo, that when I knock out my 5, 6, 7, 8 things, whatever it is on my list, and I would not encourage you guys to start with more than like 4 or 5. But when Andy Frisella calls it his power list, like he will say, like, if I knock out everything on my power list, I don't need to do anything else for the day if I don't want to, because I did everything that was required for me to win. I know that I put enough effort in that eventually the output is going to match. But a lot of times we expect the output, but we don't put the input. Right? Like, how silly would it be if you never went to the gym and you never ate good, and then 6 months from now you're pissed at everyone because you're not in good shape? It's like, I didn't lose weight. Fitness doesn't work. Well, you didn't work out. You didn't eat good. You didn't drink 1 drop of water over the last 6 months, right? It's been all alcohol and coffee. And we're mad that we aren't in good shape. That doesn't make any sense. And the business runs the same way. But the difference is, guys, the feedback loop that you have, what I mean by feedback loop is, you do an action, you get a result, you change the action, and you get another result, and you evaluate it. So your feedback loop is, I do something, something happens. You evaluate it, you change one thing, and you do it again. Right? So what that does, Romeo, is if I know every day, if right now my feedback loop, Josh, is I'm setting 3 appointments a day, and after 2 weeks, I'm closing 1 appointment every day, what do you think would happen if I bumped it to 6? Well, theoretically, in my head, I'm going to say, well, I'm going to close 2 appointments a day. But until you do it and you get the feedback of, okay, 2 weeks into this thing, I'm closing 3 things a day. Why? Because it's multiplication in your business. Like, a lot of times, guys, in Primerica, we think that adding 1 new person to the team is going to be the thing that breaks all of our records. Like, no, you need to add 3 or 4 people, like, real quick. Then you plug them into the system and you let the system run with them. Guys, I'm so proud of like what you guys are all doing as a team right now, but we can really crank this thing up to the next level. Like, we're baseline starting at what we were doing in March. Like, this is week 2. No, sorry, this is week 1, the end of the first week for me personally, doing like starting over another 90-day run and really focusing on hitting all my stuff every single day. You need to, like, you guys, you don't need to understand this, but this is what's reality is. We are literally starting a 90-day run where we ended the last one in terms of production. And that's crazy. And it's like, why can't you also do that? Right. And I know we got jobs, we got things going on, but hey, we need to prioritize for like a month, and we need to put our head down and grind, because Romeo, it's never fun when you're trying to go to the next level, because you have to shake off some old habits. You got to shake off some old people. You got to shake off some old thinking, some broke thinking, right? We have to shake off some of the old sleep patterns that we have. Right? Hey, you're sick? Great. Wake up and do it anyway. Who cares? You're on Zoom. You're sitting in your house anyway, working. Great. I'm still setting 5 appointments a day. I don't care. I'm going to run it. I don't feel good today, but I'm still going to run my appointments. Like, I mean, on Tuesday night after training, I dipped out real quick. I went home, but on the way home, I called and quoted a life insurance policy that I closed yesterday. Because I'm just going to put the work in regardless of how I feel, because I know that on the other side, John, of my feelings is not the results that I want. If I just live in my feelings and live in the way like, oh, I don't feel like doing it today, well, I'm just going to continue to stay where I've always been, because my subconscious wants to keep me where I'm comfortable. Does that make sense? Like, where you're at right now, you're comfortable there. It's a result of everything that you've done in your life up until this point to put you right where you are. If you want to break out of that, if you are like, dude, I'm so tired of being broke, I'm so tired of not being able to pay my bills on time, what have you, whatever it might be, then you have to take activity, and your actions need to be different than what got you there. Have you guys ever seen, Ian talked about this at our, mastermind last Friday. Anybody familiar with Seinfeld? Just raise your hand real quick so I can see if some of y'all are familiar. Okay, so have you guys ever seen the episode where George Costanza does Opposite Day? And he does everything the opposite of how he normally would. So at the end of that episode, actually, you know what? I'm going to find it on YouTube. I'll post it in the chat. I would challenge you all to watch it. It's funny. It's goofy. It's 20 minutes long. It's a little bit, it might be partially a little bit of a waste of a time, to be honest with you. But I want you to watch it because it's a funny story that Josh will get you thinking, like, if I do everything the opposite of how I always did, what's my life going to look like in 6 months? It's crazy. Like, this dude goes and he freaking owns a baseball team. He's the CEO of a MLB team at the end of like a month because he's doing everything the opposite of how he normally would. And so what's opposite day look like for you, right? If you did everything the opposite for a day of how you normally do, of what you're comfortable doing, imagine if you strung together 30 of those days, what's your life going to look like? How different would it be? Instead of picking up your phone and going on the reels, or instead of going and watching Netflix, if you studied for your SIE, right? Or if you studied for your life license, or if you made it a rule that you had to set one appointment before you watched anything on your phone, like how different would your life look? And just know that there's different guidelines that you have to put into place for yourself, so that way you can grow to the next level, because that next level is waiting for you to show up. There's people at the next level that are literally waiting for you to show up and to act different and to lead, and they're going to come be a part of what you're doing, but you have to show up first, because they're not going to show up if you're not ready. And I tell you from my experience that that's a fact. That is so true. When you start stepping into who you're supposed to be, and like who I believe God called you to be as a leader, he'll start bringing the right people around to your life. So I'm going to go over the docs really quick, guys. So if you're full-time, all I want to know is, what are you closing today? So if you're full-time, what are you closing? So I'm at 51. I'm not sharing my screen right now, but I'm at 51. I have 7 recruits and 4 orientations today. So that's what I got. Cassie, what do you at today? Is Cassie on? I don't think I saw her on.
She might.
I don't think she's on.
Okay. Karen,
She wasn't feeling good last night, so she's probably still sleeping when I left.
All right, Karen, 9. What do you got today?
2 carrybacks and an orientation.
2 carrybacks and orientation. Ellie, 4.
I have 1 recruit and 2 one-on-ones, coaching calls.
1 recruit and 2 coaching calls. Jenna, you got 2 for the next week? I'm assuming that is not a correct number, but what do you got today?
That is not correct. 3 KTs.
Let's go. All right, awesome. Hey guys, let me know if you need anything today. Angela Pangborn's not on the call. Josh, give me a call real quick, and we'll get you on the docs. All right.